Hello, everyone. Welcome to another week of technology leadership in education. As you recall, last week I explained the current thinking on technology leadership in education using the cosine framework. This week, I am going to analyze educational technology plans. Specifically, I'm going to use the National Education Technology Plan as the lens with which I analyze the Louisiana Department of Education Technology Plan. My name is Derek Kumi. Today's presentation is going to be about these four areas. I start off by providing a brief overview of the Louisiana Department of Education Technology Plan, and then also provide an overview of the National Education Technology Plan, and then jump straight to the agenda, the priority that is to analyze the Louisiana Department of Education Technology Plan using the NETP as a lens. And then I offer my leadership recommendations. So, for this particular presentation, I selected Louisiana EdTech Plan. And this plan was published by the Louisiana Department of Education in 2026. It's actually an updated one. It had the 2022 version, but this is like more current. I selected this plan because it's relevant to my K 12 context because it focuses on how technology can support teaching, learning, access, AI readiness, data privacy, and career preparation across Louisiana school systems. The plan has a vision, and the vision is not simply to increase the number of devices used in schools. As you'll recall from the cosine framework, that it's not just about the devices, but here the plan put much focus on building a robust digital ecosystem that supports academic excellence and career readiness. You would ask, what or who are the intended audience? So, this plan appears to be written for multiple audiences, and this includes state leaders, school system leaders, school administrators, teachers, technology staff, students, and families or parents. The development of this particular plan incorporates geographically diverse team of state teachers, instructional coaches, librarians, and technology leads to actually tie directly into existing state academic curricula and workforce standards. And structurally, the plan is organized around five strategic goals and a set of foundational supports. And yeah, the major themes we have AI integration, digital literacy, data privacy, cybersecurity, broadband access, device readiness, professional learning, and career readiness. So, what are these strategic goals of the Louisiana Department of Education EdTech plan? So, the first one is strengthen foundational academic skills with digital tools. And what this actually means per the plan is that it focuses on helping students, educators, and families build the basic digital skills needed to use technology and AI supported tools effectively. The second one, which is elevate and support educators in digital and AI enriched instruction. It it puts this very goal puts much emphasis on teacher support. And so it focuses on helping educators use digital and AI tools meaningfully within high quality instructional materials, especially in literacy, mathematics, and career readiness. The third one is build secure, innovative, and accessible digital ecosystem. So this particular goal addresses the safety and quality of the technology environment. It puts much focus on data privacy, cybersecurity, accessibility, digital literacy, and the responsible use of AI. And what have you? The fourth one is build system wide capacity for sustainable educational technology. This goal is more about like long term implementation. So much focus is placed on leadership, coaching, professional learning, infrastructure, funding, and support systems so that technology use can be sustained across schools and districts, not just treated as a short term initiative. And the last one, which is expand learning pathways through personalized and career ready learning. Again, this is more of like student future opportunities. Sorry. It focuses on personalized learning, AI related skills, digital career pathways, partnerships with higher education and industry, and preparation for college, careers, and the workforce. All right. What about the National Education Technology Plan? So, the 2024 National Educational Technology Plan provides the national lens for my analysis, as I indicated in the introductory slides. This plan focuses on closing three key divides. There is the digital use divide, digital design divide, and digital access divide. And you will understand in the ensuing slides that these divides, what I call the structure of the plan, is that it's very important because it shifts the conversation from simply asking whether students have devices and internet access to asking whether technology is being used actively, equitably, and instructionally. So that's in this presentation, I use the NETP as a comparison framework to examine how Louisiana Department of Education Technology Plan aligns with the national priorities. Um, and I do so by providing how the LDOE EdTech plan extends, underemphasize, or need further development. And just so you know, the plan was developed under the leadership of the U.S. Department of Education Office of Educational Technology. And the development process include listening sessions, interviews, polls, expert input, and technical working group. So, what is the structure of the NETP digital divide? Before I can move on to establish or provide the analysis, there is a need to understand the structure of the NETP plan because then it gives us the language to scrutinize or analyze the Louisiana Department of Education Technology Plan. The first one is digital use divide. What is that? So, this is whether students use technology actively to analyze, create, collaborate, and solve problems or passively for basic assignment completions. That is what it talks about. The second one talks about whether educators have the time, the support, and professional learning needed to design meaningful technology supported learning experience. And lastly, it talks about whether students and educators have equitable access to connectivity, devices, digital content, accessibility support, and digital health, safety, and citizenship instructions. Exactly. Now, let's jump straight to the agenda for the day. That is the alignment between plans. This is where the analysis goes on. And so, here, what I am going to do is that, and you cannot see on my screen, I'm going to put these plans side by side, but I'm not going to analyze through my eyes, but then through the eyes of the National Education Technology Plan. And so, as you can see, I have three columns here. The first column is the NETP divide, and it has three components. And then I have the LDOE alignment, where the Louisiana Department of Education Technology Plan aligns with the NETP, and then areas of divergence, whether omissions or under emphasis. Okay, so with the digital access divide, I write here that there is a strong technology infrastructure provision by the Louisiana Department of Education Technology Plan, which aligns with that of the NETP. I also wrote here there is a strict governance and safety. I would like to explain this a little bit more because the document, the LDOE document, dictates what they call the strict or the closed system learning apps for early pre K 12, pre K 2 to remain COPPA compliant. And so it mandates that there is a strict human in the loop policy for high stakes student grading or discipline decisions. And then there is parental inclusion. And this also aligns with the an ETP digital access divide. So here, the LDOE plan combats the digital friction by encouraging a single login platform for parents. So single login platform is being provided for students, and that actually is very interesting. For the divergence, Louisiana does suggest restrictive device management policies to enforce academic integrity. While that is good, the NETP cautions that when there is a rigid IT lockdown frequently, it breaks accessibility modifications and prevents students with disabilities from customizing their devices. And so that is divergence there. Moving on to the digital design divide, I provide that classroom integration guides, actionable support systems, and then authenticity protocols. I would like to dive a little bit deeper into all these three. So, the classroom integration guide here is that the plan explicitly states that there is a need for local educators to ensure tools directly map to state approved high quality instructional materials and thus minimizing tool fatigue. And then the actionable support systems, there is a provision for, or there's a provision for educators, that is the AI toolkit. And this AI toolkit, I think, um, it has like a clear state AI competencies, a micro credentialing system for EdTech mastery, and statewide network for technology coaches. And then the authenticity protocols is that there's an establishment of workforce like the estimate prompt verify protocol to help teachers confidently turn AI into a critical thinking tool rather than a cheating mechanism. And the divergence here is the problem of time. Again, while the NETP explicitly argues that teachers need fundamentally redesigned school days with expanded daily planning blocks to combat initiative fatigue, the Louisiana plan assigns heavy analytics and verification responsibilities to teachers without presenting an operational state scheduling framework to give them that design time. And lastly, there is an alignment of active AI tiers. So Louisiana moves past the basic substitution by defining two very important AI tiers, what they term as the AI assisted and then the AI enhanced. There's also a critical evaluation alignment. So students are explicitly taught to analyze AI generated and digital tests to logical flaws, for logical flaws, sorry. And then the advanced reward creation here is where uh, the high school pathways mandate access to advanced tech capable of running industry standard simulations, such as AI tools and professional grade softwares. And the divergence here is that there is less student autonomy. What this means is that the Louisiana plan focuses heavily on software structures embedded within strict curricular guidance and less leaving less explicit room for student led or student centered digital exploration advocated for by the NETP. Right. And these are my leadership recommendations. So the first one is there is a need to add clearer digital equity metrics and reporting. The second one is to protect teacher planning time for technology supported lesson design. And lastly, there is a need to strengthen AI governance with practical district level implementation tools. Thank you so much. Let me know if you have any questions. These are my references. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.